Africa viewers, and welcome to Transnet Engineering. It's the day before Africa Rail and it's the Transnet Engineering Industry Day. You have spent the morning educating us on the vision of Transnet Engineering.
Traditionally, Transnet Engineering has been mainly doing rolling stock maintenance. That's what we've been doing. But about 2 years ago or so, we decided to give the port environment a little bit more support. Given that, with what we do and the facilities that we have, the 6 plants that we have across the country, it's something that we thought we could easily transition into the marine space. Yes. So we then ventured into supporting TPT, for example, with the manufacture and the maintenance of port equipment. So we are now an original equipment manufacturer for trailers, for skips, and we are busy in development of a hauler, which is standing right next to us here. We are not launching it today, but there's a lot of work that has gone into the port hauler. We're also supporting Transnet National Port Authority as well on the infrastructure side. We assist them with refurbishment on the automated mooring systems, synchro lifts, and staircases and platforms and things like that. So it's been quite exciting. On the maintenance side of things, obviously there's been a lot more work that needed to be done in terms of the return of long-standing locomotives, which is something that has been very big. So we've been doing a lot more work that is more heavy repairs, major overhaul programs that we needed to do in order to support the bringing back of long-standing locomotives. We have the 23E new build that we are doing out at the Durban plant. This is in partnership with Alstom, who is the OEM. So from a TE point of view, our scope is we manufacture the bogie. They supply us with what we call the jewels, like your traction motors and the wheels. We put it together, and then we also get a shell. So basically the locomotive body, that is a shell, and then we do the assembly of the entire locomotive. When I came in the previous financial year, I think we had done about 24. We were doing about 2 or 3 a month, and we did a lot of introspection, a lot of work around what is it that we need to do with this plant in order to increase production so that we can get to a point where we are at 6 locomotives, 5 locomotives a month. Even in the month of February, you won't believe this, we managed to release 7 locomotives out of the same plant that was only able to do 2 or 3 a month. So by the end of the financial year, we delivered 45 of the committed 47. We were nowhere near getting to those levels, but a lot of work went in with the support from Alstom, reconfiguring the layout, getting more resources, parallel processes and so on, and just a lot of support from the team, which I really appreciate. So that has been one of the things I'm very proud of in terms of our achievement. Yeah.
If we can just touch on what you guys are doing for Transnet Freight Rail in terms of managing, the maintenance, the heavy duty maintenance.
The workshops are very busy. Where we have a little bit of the challenge is in terms of returning the long-standing locomotives. Like I've said, last year we managed to bring back 110, so that was very busy. But those would have been the locomotives where we could access material, or we could harvest other locomotives for material. We have now this year reached a point where we do need a lot more support in getting those Chinese parts so that we can then work on the more heavy repair locomotives. So we're finding that for this year, we're probably promising somewhere in the range of about 29, because the locomotives that are now due for repair and to bring back into service, they are having a lot of components that we need to work on. There's a lot of work that is needed because we've harvested them to then support other locomotives that we brought back last year. So yes, our workshops last year, super busy. This year, we are going into solving the sourcing strategy so that we can then get better support from a material availability point of view. Once we get that sustainable supply of components, then you can then find that we will be so busy, we won't have time for anything.
I was listening to your head of procurement talking. There's some interesting things that came out, the 5-year, back to 5-year and 10-year contracts. Yes. A bit more closer on the resourcing strategy, working closer with your suppliers. So that's good news. It does give confidence to the industry that has faced significant challenges. Do you feel that Transnet Engineering is perhaps doing too much in terms of replacing some of the supply base?
The day we will say we're doing too much is when we then have an oversupply of spare parts and components, such that we are no longer in need of more. Right now, I don't think we're doing too much. I think the COVID years have eroded supplier capability and capacity. With the work that we're now doing in terms of the sourcing strategies that we're talking about, higher volume, sorting out our demand planning, ensuring that we've got long-term contracts, supplier relationship management, contract management, and so on. All of those is actually necessary to bring back some of the industry from a material supply point of view that unfortunately went under due to COVID. Even the global supply chain is still recovering. So I don't think we are yet there where we're saying we are too much. We still need a lot of support in terms of sustainable supply of material.
So in terms of Tal, you've got 3 in the market. They've proved themselves quite well, as far as you've also said today. How are we going to get more?
The intention had originally been that Transnet Freight Rail, because they have a lot of legacy fleet, these are old locomotives that are 48 years, over 50 years old. These were supposed to be retired. So they were then going to order about 377 of these TALs that would have allowed production to get to those commercialized stage. But due to financial constraints, we are unable to buy new locomotives. So now we are looking to the private sector to find a partner who can then partner with us in terms of co-build of the TALs and commercializing the TALs for the African market, not just within South Africa. And we are excited that the rail reform, because it's bringing third-party train operators, they will be in need of shunting locomotives, light locomotives. So this opportunity seems to be at a point where it's meeting our preparedness. So with the two together, and if we find the right partner, I think we stand a very good chance of commercializing the TAL and availing it to the greater African continent.